up, everyone? And I noticed I just muted myself, so you didn't hear all that but what's going on, everyone? I'm just going to bring in our guest right now because Chris is joining us today, and I've got not much really going on here. So, as you guys have seen from the thumbnail, the wife went deer hunting out of season, and we have car repair troubles right now. So, Phil knows what I'm talking about. Highway 9 is notorious up there, except it was Highway 14 down here where she was playing bumper cars with the deer. And the worst part is she said the deer ran off. So we couldn't even get a waste tag and put that thing in the freezer, but is what it is. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to share a screen real quick. I'm working on multiple things right now, so we just need a little help. Right now we got $60 in donations. This is mainly cosmetic. If you want detailed into it, honestly, these panels right here is the brace of most of the damage. This bumper right here, this hood, this fender, and this light is basically what needs to get fixed. I could probably do some if not most of it, but I'm not mechanically gifted. So, yeah. Just asking for a little help because we don't have the funds to deal with that right now. And for this week, we're going to be using my son's car, but he needs that because school starts next week and he's already in cross country. So we're going to have 2 cars for a week. And then after that, if we don't have something figured out, the wife's going to be taking the gas guzzler down to work back and forth every day and have to fill up twice a week. And I'm going to be driving that car as is back and forth from the bank. So if you'd like to help out, there is a link in the description below. Please click on that to GoFundMe. So as you saw, I have a very important announcement to make on Chris's behalf because he messaged me the other day. We are now looking at a new ham in our community. Golf clap, everyone. So, have you got your call yet, Chris?
No, I have not. I'm still waiting on the FCC to release it, which, And
was it tech in general or just tech?
Just tech. I didn't go for general. I started studying for general towards the end, and I'm like, yeah, this is not yet. Not going to happen. I probably could have guessed at most of them, but I wasn't about to guess. It's pretty bad. I had to guess on 2 on my tech, but that was only because they keep screwing me up on the power and current crap with watt and amperes and yeah.
So you struggled where I struggled with.
Yeah.
Ohm's law and stuff like that.
Well, Ohm's law I get, but all the other names and everything just don't come in 100% yet. So
awesome. Well, I do have another kind of announcement tonight. Someone took pity on me. So if you guys remember back to the Hamfest, Cedar Valley Hamfest, I did a lot of that recording on this. And somebody commented in there and said, man, this is too rough to watch because, it's shaking and everything. I got a notification randomly that something was coming in the mail. And I'm like, well, what's going on? This had no name attached to it. I don't know who did it, but somebody bought us a DJI Pocket 2. I don't know who it is. Whoever it is, if you're watching, thank you. Obviously, they wanted to remain anonymous. I got notified that my DJI purchase was made and in the mail. That also gave me the extended wand, too. So that should help us with our moving shots and whatnot. Hold it a little. Oh, somebody just donated. William just donated $10 to the GoFundMe. Thank you very much, William. I'm pretty sure that might be Bill there. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps when it comes to that car. But yeah, so in the future, and I've been playing with it a little bit. Gosh, I should have saved the Maybe I did save it. Hold on. I tested it out,
Yeah.
and
On what?
I just fired it up last night and was walking through the house, and the dog went nuts. And I got to remember if I deleted it, and if I didn't delete it, where is it at? Because I think I put it in. I deleted it. Shucks, I didn't think about that. Yeah, Tala, my little pit bull, she went absolutely haywire. She was like barking, and I didn't use the big control stick. Hey, don't worry about it, Bill. Every little bit counts. I appreciate it. I really do. I know it's asking a lot for donations in times like we have right now, but I just had this little stick, and I was walking like this. Well, I didn't turn it on. I was walking. I'm getting used to it like this, and I was recording, and she saw this thing in my hand and started freaking out. And we're like, "What is wrong?" We know it's not a thing of abuse because we're the only owner she's ever had. So,
It's something new in your hand.
and that's probably what it was. It was probably what it was. So,
But
but
nope,
yeah,
I had to ask in a stream late last week. Okay, what is the national calling frequency? Because I forgot it, and a bunch of other stuff. But
146.52.
yep, I got it already. It's
What
programmed in the radio.
what's the 70 centimeter calling frequency?
I have no clue.
4460.
Okay, I'll remember that when I go
There,
program that in.
there was a call. There was a conversation. I went to the Iowa State Fair today, by the way. I
Okay,
didn't take any photos or anything like that. I told the wife the only radio stuff that we were going to have was the truck.
I need him. Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute for a second. I gotta tell
Okay.
somebody something.
I told the wife and everything. The only thing we were going to have is the truck, and I kept up to it. So I was listening to 146.52 on the way, and Propo must have been good because I was hearing a conversation with a guy in Illinois and a couple of the guys that I've talked to around Iowa. So Propo must have been good this morning. Again, guys and gals, because we probably have some gals. If you'd like to join the conversation, jump here with Chris and I tonight and just chat. Here's a link. Kind of an open mic night. I wasn't sure we were going to have a stream. And I see Jeff has joined us in the chat very well. Hi, Jeff. So, hold on, I'm going to harass Derek too. Because I see Derek's in the dumpster fire.
Oh no, not dumpster fire.
Derek's in the dumpster fire. I got to find him so I can harass him.
Oh geez.
He keeps telling me he'll come over and hang out at my stream, but every once in a while we see him. Where the heck did he go?
Yeah, so I'm hoping by tomorrow afternoon I'll know what it is.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
And then we can start harassing you.
You might even see me do a POTA over in my side of the state.
Hey, there's John there, and I already said hi to Jeff. Gonna go up to that. What is it? One of those mountains or big hills over there and try a 2-meter activation.
No, I'm not going to go over to the kettles. I'm going to go actually right down along the lakefront and do it right off of there, like off the sand dunes.
You might want to build a Yagi antenna before you do that.
Might want to. I'm probably going to have to.
So that way you can.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to use the repeaters to advertise where you're at.
I won't. I'm looking. I've been listening to the We9 or what is it? WE9 com repeater that's near me, and I've been hearing a couple nets and stuff like that, so that's been helpful. But right now, I just got it basically going between the GMRS repeater here in town and the WeCom system, and I know that goes west of me and then south of me. It's on most of the major highways going south and west. For whatever reason, it really doesn't go that far north. It's sort of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I hadn't got a clue either.
I know
I,
there is some that I know there's a couple of them that go up I-94 corridor, but like TO and Scout never can reach them.
hmm. I think if I remember right, they're a little far away.
Yeah, I think the closest one was 70 miles or something like that from TO when he was living up there. So
Yeah. Oh, Norwalk's checking in.
no,
K0 joining in, the radio prepper. But yeah, I wasn't even sure we were going to have a stream tonight. I'll be honest. National Weather Service put a 2% tornado chance out, and it was all based off peak heating because I was running models the moment I woke up this morning, which I got up about 5:30. So when I saw that 2% tornado chance, I'm like, great. So of course Sunday night when I want to have a stream, when I'm supposed to have a stream, and then the wife's like, hey, yeah, let's go to the state fair this morning. Went to the state fair. Cloud cover stayed in. Cloud cover stayed in. Shoot, I don't even think we're gonna get rain tonight.
oh crap! I
Which,
wanted. I keep forgetting to share with you. Um, we had some straight winds out at the camper,
yeah,
and it picked up our pavilion tent that we have out in front of our camper and
yeah.
slammed it up against a tree.
Ooh,
And luckily, we were able to bend it back. It didn't take too bad of damage, a little tear here and there, but it's something that we're gonna replace eventually here. But it was like I came out of the camper because I had to come in the town to get something from home, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can't get out of the camper. It was like I didn't know what was going on. I fixed what I could, and I went, got in the truck, and I came into town, came back out there. In the morning when I got up, I'm like, oh, this is why I couldn't get out of the camper.
that'll do it.
Yeah, I didn't have to pull out any knives or anything like that. Luckily, I just sort of pushed stuff out of the way, got it standing up, so I was able to move about. But
Yeah, no, my mother-in-law actually had something similar happen. She was out camping out on. Um, my in-laws were native, so she was out at a ceremony out in South Dakota.
okay,
Just we'll just put it as simple as I can. And they had a very heavy duty like canopy set up,
yep,
like rebar, like heavy duty.
yeah,
Straight wind came in, picked it right up, hit her in the back of the head.
I believe it.
So my mother-in-law is actually recovering from a bit of a concussion and stuff right now. Broke her arm. So yeah, no, that the winds are no joke. When I was a little teed off at National Weather Service the other day because we got hit about 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I was watching limbs outside go by, and we had a hail core coming down. Thank the Lord, it was like pea-sized hail, and I'm glad you're here, Roger. I see you there. Um, but I was a little peeved off that National Weather Service didn't at least put a severe thunderstorm warning out for that.
Well,
It went 20 miles down the road and took down 3 trees in one of my coworkers' yard.
they National Weather Service gave me a what was it? A freaking flood warning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, what rain is even in the forecast? So I pulled up my Weather Underground because that seems to be the most reliable around this area because we got a bunch of weather stations up, and there's a lot of a lot of ham radio guys are have the weather stations up and stuff like that. So I'm like, what the hell what weather? And then all of a sudden I'm standing outside. I'm like, never mind. Yep. Yep. I'm not I'm used to straight winds. Oh, I've seen a couple tornadoes off in the distance, luckily, but around me, with living so close to Lake Michigan, we're lucky if we ever see a tornado. It's they're always down. They're always southwest of me or freaking west of me.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem sometimes. I know in Iowa we have relatively small counties, but there's some states that have pretty large counties, and if anything enters that county, it triggers the alert.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, because I mean, especially around here, if um, Monroe, 10 miles south, is getting hit, that's good for us to know up here. But I know, like, up in northern Minnesota, I cannot remember the county name. It stretches from Duluth all the way to Canada. So if something's happening into Duluth, they don't need to know about it in Grand Portage. That's like a 2.5 to 3 hour drive.
Yeah, but the way the way they have everything set up with the whole thing, like um, Milwaukee, gets up here, but then Green Bay gets down here, and then this one gets down here, and it's like it's a constant bounce around of who's giving me the warnings.
Yeah,
So it's just like I'm like whatever,
I,
it's
I get it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I have warnings set up. I'm getting stuff for Kansas right now. So if you periodically see me looking over at a different screen, it's because I'm actually watching a severe thunderstorm over, getting closer to my in laws.
yeah.
It did have a tornado warning on it earlier, but actually, I think it's going to miss them to the north. Might hit Joplin or Springfield, but we'll see. But yeah, I just got a notification. Philip donated $20 to the car fund. Thank you, Philip. Again, if you guys don't know, we hear me talking about the car. The wife played chicken with a deer, or a deer played chicken with the wife. Airbags did not deploy. Looks like mainly cosmetic damage, but it was money we didn't have budgeted for. There's a link down in the description below to help with those costs, because right now the picture you see in the GoFundMe, I am driving that car around town right now. So we need to get it fixed, or we need to get it replaced. Um, Rough estimate from the insurance company was $7,000 to fix it. The car is only worth $4,000 brand new, so we're still talking to insurance, but yeah. That car is actually should be taking the wife back and forth to work versus my gas guzzler, which she'll have to fill up twice a week. I mean, she went into 40. She got a 45-hour week. She just didn't want that extra 5 hours to go in the fuel, which is what it's going to be at this point. So Roger's going to get 4 days of 100. Are you in Texas, Roger? Isn't that like what you guys call a normal day, a normal week?
That's like every day. I mean, I was watching Mike KMRD just before, and it was like 114 on his porch. I mean, come on, no, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm liking my 60s and 70s up here.
Yeah, it was 74 today at the state fair, and yeah, we got a ton of humidity because it's Iowa and we have corn, and corn lets off 2 quarts of water an acre, and there's a ton of acres of corn. So I mean, the humidity is high, but still 74 today. Oh my gosh, it was a wonderful day at the state fair. Normally, it's like you walk out there and you just start dead sweat.
Yep.
So,
Well, and like today it was.
oh, Rogers in Spokane. I was thinking of someone else. So yeah, that's strange weather for Spokane. 100 plus 4 days in a row. I feel for you, buddy.
We had that back in July.
I was gonna say it is July. No, it isn't. It's August. Wow, time flies. Oh, I
But
guess Des Moines area's nuts about the fire. See you later, K0. Have fun. And I'll agree with John. Yes, perfect state fair weather. Went out, got my turkey leg. Harassed various political groups that were in the varied industry buildings. I don't discriminate. I harass them all.
good.
So,
You need to.
and it's always funny because they always accuse me of being the other one, and I just flat out admit to them, like, I was just over at this party's table 5 minutes ago giving them a hard time. Well, what side are you? I'm on the American side. My allegiance is to the flag and the country as a whole, not to one party. So,
Yeah.
If you ever want to know where I politically stand, when they play the national anthem, the flag. There you go. I, I'm politically in tune
Incorrect.
for I'm politically in tune for my country, not for a party.
Well, and you know, it's actually rather hilarious. I don't typically go to our state fair because it's an hour drive down for us, and it costs $10 million to get in with the family and everything like that. Because, well, uh, for whatever reason, they got to have it down in metropolitan area of Milwaukee, and it's like $16 for me, and then the wife to get in, and then it's like another $10 to get the kids in. It's like, forget it. I can go out to the county fair, not pay for one kid, pay for the other one, and maybe spend a total of $15. So,
Bill's talking about how he was down in riding through Parkersburg right before the '08 tornado hit. I actually helped clean up after the Parkersburg EF5. That was gnarly. And then Pat's in the chat. Pat's one of our locals here. If you like doing POTA CW, that is Pat. You will hear him a lot on the CW bands areas doing POTA. And he was right. It was perfect POTA weather today, but I decided to go to State Fair instead. So, and that's kind of weird that the State Fair of Wisconsin's in Milwaukee. You would think it would be over towards Madison, since Madison's more central. It's not
well,
central, but it's more central, and
Milwaukee was,
that's what I like about like the Iowa State
yeah,
Fair. It's in Des Moines, and yes, if you live in extreme northeast or extreme northwest Iowa, it's a drive.
yeah.
I mean, my hometown, which is straight north of Des Moines, we are closer to St. Paul than we are to Des Moines, but it's still not in the corner of a state. Like Milwaukee's kind of right there on the southeast edge.
Well, and you got to remember though, the first city that was built in Wisconsin was Milwaukee, so that originally was the capital. Well, it's actually in what they call West Dallas, which is right to the west of it. I mean, I know I worked down in the area for umpteen years with security and everything else, but the whole point of driving down there, driving through Chicago is nuts. We all know this. But
Mm-hmm.
driving down there because they all think they're from Chicago and everything else is even more nuts. You know, you got a guy going freaking 70 in the freaking fast lane when the speed limit's 50, and you got, cops trying to get through to get to him, but he can't because, well, traffic's blocked up. I mean, it's even worse when you're riding an ambulance and you got lights and sirens going trying to get to a hospital. So,
Yeah, I'm with Pat talking about the EF5. I jumped on with a church from Mason City when I went down and helped picked up. So it was one of those things. I heard a group was going down, and I was actually starting college in Waterloo that fall. So no, the following year. No, it was yeah, no, it was that fall. Sorry, gosh, as it feels like it's been years.
well, I'm going to agree with Paul on that one. I'm going to wait till my county fair. I'm going to wait till the Sheboygan County Fair.
Okay, the thing is, Phil there, Clay County Fair is actually about a 3 hour drive for him.
Well, I'll wait for my county fair, which is about 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes for me to get to the fairgrounds. So it's pretty decent.
And then Bill here talking about the DX. Man, made me jealous. Worked stations in Croatia, Italy, England, Spain, Belgium. Man,
Oh.
that is. And I was at the state fair, and I came home and I took a nap because I was tired from the state fair. So I should have played radio. It happens. Actually, I did debate taking this with us, but I had told the wife it was going to be a family day. So, and again, for those of you that don't know, someone made a comment on our video about the Hamfest where I was recording on this. Said I can't even stand because it's all rocking in that. Next thing I know, the following week, I'm getting a notification that I'm getting this in the mail. I don't know who donated it. Again, I'm going to thank them again, whoever did it. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It's going to help the channel tremendously. I just wish you'd let me know who you are so I can give you credit because you deserve that credit. So, but yeah, no, DX was great. Park to Park with France.
Wow.
Wow. I'm jealous. I really am.
All I know is I'm gonna start. I'm getting itchy because waiting for the FCC can be like waiting on paint to dry.
Yep. And I'm going to just post this in the chat, guys. If you want to join us on stream tonight, it's kind of an open night. Chris jumped in here. Come on in, have a chat with us. We're talking about whatever. And Chris, if you're hearing about that DX, Chris, does that make you itching to get that study for that general a little bit quick harder? Try to get
Yeah,
that
I'm.
quick.
And the nice thing about it is, if I'm slow at work, I can sit there and pull out the phone and go on the signal stuff's exam tools and all that stuff, and go in there and I go through it and I go through it and I go through it and just keep going through it. Yeah, it might take me a couple months, but I'll get through it eventually. I mean, it took me almost a year and a half to get my tech, so it was decent.
Just reminded me of something. I have not checked how many subscribers we're at much this week. It was a really busy week at work. We're getting closer, Chris.
What are we at now?
We're 15 away. 485 subscribers.
Wow.
In 15 subscribers, there is a ham radio carrot package right over here. Right over here. Like I could grab the box right now.
Well, and it's probably getting heavier.
It hasn't gotten heavier since the last time, but that goes out at 500.
Yep.
So we're 15 subs away. And I'm telling you guys right now, at 1,000, we are going to give away at least a mobile 2-meter 440 rig. So we're going to get to 500 and give that one away, which has a handheld in it. At 1,000, at the minimum, we are going to give away a 50-watt mobile rig. So right there, that automatically tells you it's going to be $100 to $200. And that's what I'm going to supply for it. So how are we drawing the winner? What is going to happen, Craig, for that is we are going to have a video where I announce you need to comment a certain phrase or word below, and we'll have that open for 1 to 2 weeks. And then live on K0BJJ, the live on the stream, we are going to open that video and we're going to use a comment selector, a random comment selector with that keyword or key phrase in there, and that is how we're going to do it. So it'll be 2 weeks. We'll have that open, and that during the stream that night, we're going to go through and hit the comments, and whoever the comment is the one to walk away with it. The only criteria is you have to be in the United States or have a way to receive mail in the United States. I'm not shipping it overseas. So,
Well, heck, I might just have to drive over by it if I win it.
Hey, I wouldn't mind the company. Well,
hey, take a drive across state.
Meet you over by Prairie du Chien or something.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad because that's what, 3 hours for you?
About, yeah.
That's about what it is for me, so it'd be right in the middle.
Well, Prairie du Chien, you got Prairie du Chien, La Crosse, Boscoville. You got a bunch of places over there.
Bosque actually made a Code Blue cam the other day.
Oh, really?
Had a female pass the city police chief doing 140, and then refused to get out of the car. He ended up having to pull her out and put her down hard.
Ooh, not good.
Yeah, no, it was a vehicle. I hope they're licensed, Craig. That being said, if they are not licensed, because the only thing we have in right now is a 2-meter 440 handheld, I would hope it would encourage them to get their tech license because it is a really good starter pack. There's a general book in there for studying, some antenna building supplies. There is a video that I made a couple weeks ago with all what's in the box that nothing has been added to the box since then. So if you go back to that video and check, that's all what's in there. So if they aren't licensed, I hope it's enough to get them licensed because they'll already have a handheld radio and it really will be a nice little starter kit for them. So
The one thing I do want to say from getting it from a bunch of people at the clubhouse and stuff like that, if you are a newly licensed ham, you can still go to QRZ and get in their starter pack too. So you don't always have to hope and wish that you're going to win something on someone's stream. You can actually sign yourself up one for one.
yeah.
And I'm going to be jumping on that bandwagon as soon as I can because it doesn't hurt anything.
And there's various different groups that have them. I think DX Engineering on occasion has a giveaway.
Yeah.
Bridgecom Systems, again, I'm not sponsored by any of these people. Bridgecom Systems usually does a giveaway once a month or once every couple months. Their giveaways have changed. So I don't know how I used to be entering them. I think Gigaparts does a giveaway.
Ham Nation does one every week and whatever else. So
yeah, Ham Nation. There are ways to get entered to give away radios. We're not the only one doing it. I wish we could do it more. I wish I could give away a radio every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. But short of going and buying a ton of Baofangs and giving away a UV5R every week, which would be about my budget at this point, I'd rather give away larger prizes at larger milestones.
Oh, and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I figured out what radio I'm going to get the kid because it is a GMRS, but still is allowing him to grow in the ham.
Yeah.
If he wants to. So
like this TY, I don't know if I'm going to get it on here. My TYT 7800 here, it's like a couple $100. We might get one of those. Put it in the box for the 1,000 sub. But we'll see.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Ham Nation is not nice. I think I'm with Craig on this. I am really big in the Yaesu for my HF rigs. So when it comes to 2-meter 440, I like Anytone. When it comes to HF, I am pretty set on Yaesu. I love the Yaesu products. I've got the 991A on the desk. I've got the 891 as the Go pack. Yaesu's solid radio.
Well, I've been looking at the G90s from what is it, Zygu or whatever.
Yeah.
I hear those are pretty dang good.
Shoot, there's a YouTube channel built around one. There's a couple of
them. I'm not surprised.
Ham Radio QRP. Kevin, just an hour and a half north of me.
Okay. And I know that I think Walt runs one too. Was it K0BJJ?
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Give me a second. Pull up that screen.
Hey, John actually donated $25 to me on Venmo.
Cool.
Thank you, John. I was like, I just got another email. Oh, when he did that. But yeah. So K0BJJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff who knew it was. Chris disappeared on us. Oh, there he is.
There I am. I had to jump on I was looking it up. I know it's Coastal Wires and that. So I watch his stuff a lot just to learn about the antenna building he does right on the water.
Yeah, if you guys have not checked out Kevin, Ham Radio QRP, gosh, what's his call sign, Phil? I cannot remember. He comes in here and chats on occasion. Go check his stuff out. I don't know the other day I saw he was activating out by the cornfield, but this guy has put everything that you can think of on the air. He made a corn antenna.
Are you serious?
Yes. He hooked up that G90 to a couple of corn stalks last year and made a corn antenna, and it worked. So K0KLB. There we go. Thanks, Jeff. So ham radio QRP K0KLB. Go check out Kevin. He's a good guy. He came down to our Iowa statewide POTA outing, chatted with him. Great. That's where Phil got to see him. He's a real stand-up. He is the definition of a stand-up Iowan. I mean, when you're talking about the kind of guy, when you come to Iowa and we say Iowa nice, that's Kevin. So when you hear the slang term Iowa nice, that's Phil. No. Silos on the Air was the first one he watched. Yeah, he hooked up that G90 to a silo. You need to go over and check him out, Chris. You keep looking shocked. Trust me. It's good stuff.
I know you can pretty much use anything as an antenna. I do know this because I have done it to get better, radio reception in a house or whatever else to hit an FM station when I was younger. But, I never thought about using a cornstalk.
Yeah.
Or a silo.
He said Phil had it. Two contacts before the stocks dried out.
Oh, geez.
He did a random tube of water. He did crick water on the air. He took some medical tubing.
Okay.
And filled it full of crick water and used that for an antenna one night.
That I can believe it.
Yep. No, the man is. I told him he needs to go down to Madison County and do covered bridges on the air. But
don't hide up your bed.
No, you're awake.
I'm your bed now.
Soon.
Kevin was on the clubhouse last November. His balloon
antenna.
Yep. Kevin does it all. And like I said, he's only about an hour and a half.
I've seen Josh out in California freaking do those Christmas lights for an antenna.
See, I don't take a remote tuner out with me in the field, but what Kevin does with that G90, I want to get one just so I can start doing some of this crazy stuff too. But then everyone's going to look at me like, oh, you're just copying Kevin. No, I think it looks fun to do.
No, he left. Can you turn on light, please?
No.
Well, Chris, you're getting a synopsis of all the episodes. Dumpsters on the Air. I remember that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Scoop Shovel on the Air. Augers on the Air. That was the first, that was my introduction to his channel. He put grain augers on the air.
Oh, okay.
It's just, no, that stuff looks like fun. I really, like I said, I've been wanting to get a G90 because they say that G90 can tune a limp noodle, and yeah, he's kind of proved that. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for him to come on with a piece of limp spaghetti. I really am.
I'll dry it out quicker than crap, but.
Yeah. Yep, he did, Roger. He used a column of water. That was a medical tube full of crick water. So
I'm gonna have to go over there and check him out.
Oh yeah, no, his stuff is a hoot, and like I said, he's a stand-up guy. He's an old-time farmer. He's been farming all of his life. I think, pretty sure he's on the family farm, and he got on the radio to have fun, and he's having a blast with it.
I saw something a couple months ago, and I don't know who did it, but the guy had a hay wagon with a tractor pulling it with a huge, really, really super long antenna, like an old like even bigger than most military ones. And it was bent over to the hitch of this,
That sounds like Kevin. That sounds like something he's done. That might have been him.
And he was getting reception with it.
Old church bell, combine, kite antenna, multiple silo types, and yeah. Kevin's having fun. And that's the thing about ham radio. Chris just got his feet in the door with a tech license. You look at what some of these people are doing. Chris, the sky's the limit for you.
Well,
it really is.
It's the hobbies of hobbies. I'm right now, I'm trying to figure out APRS. That's the only thing when I get my DMR, I want to get APRS going. And that'll help a lot. But, that's only a stepping stone. That I want to learn how to do that first. Don't have too many just regular DMR repeaters around me. They're mostly D-Star or Wires X, and I don't want to go buy either a Yaesu or an ICOM. I'm looking at Anytones. I'm looking at the Radiodities. Um, there's a couple of them out there that are pretty nice that I would rather pick up.
See, and one of the things I'm going to do, my next mobile radio is going to be another Anytone 578, and I'm going to have a stationary APRS station here because that's what it's going to have. But I'm going to do a 2 meter 440 DMR rig in the house. I'm going to get rid of the TYT eventually. There's no plans for that at this point. It's going to happen someday, but I want DMR in the house, not just on the mobile. And that APRS beacon, it was funny. One day I was beaconing APRS, and we're sitting out at the park, and then a guy coming through on the interstate got my APRS signal. Well, I heard him calling me through my handheld, and I'm like, why can't he hear me? I'm like, oh, I left the truck radio on. So I had to run back to the truck real quick. So
yeah, that's not a good thing.
It wasn't bad. We were only there a half hour, so. Bill was chatting with a ham in England and was giving, wow, meteor scatter. Yeah, I didn't know we had a meteor shower going on until I saw pictures of it last night from John White. If you are in Iowa, John White, White Weather, check him out. He is a high school kid that knows his stuff, and he is out constantly. I wish I had his energy and his ambition. He is going to he already has a good YouTube channel, but he is going to be one of those social media influencers you're going to hear from years down the road. He's just getting started. He's a senior in high school. He's got a really good social media career ahead of him. And again, I don't get sponsored by any of these. Everyone I brought up tonight, nobody knows I'm doing this. So, I'm giving love where love is due. I'm not getting paid to say any of this. No paid sponsorship. Tuning our lightning rod system for 80 meters. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Robert's down in the chat. Everyone tries media scatter. Nah, I would love to do meter scatter. Actually, I want to do Aurora bounce. That's been something I've been wanting to do since I've got my tech is Aurora bounce.
Every time I see antennas for that, though, it's like damn near a football field size one.
Yeah. I just think it would be fun. I hear Aurora bounce, it really distorts the signal, but hey, I'm used to HF, so I'm used to a distorted signal. So, but no, every time it's like we have really good Auroras in Iowa, it's like they're at like 10 or 2 in the morning, and I got to wake up at 5. Or I don't have to wake up at 5. It's just the one in the other room wakes me up at 5.
Well, and when you're sleeping like that, like a baby, I'm at work, and yeah, I can't play radio at that time.
When I was at the Outer Gatehouse, I used to take a antenna, and I can say this now because I no longer work there. I used to take a mag mount antenna, stick it on the outside, and work people on the interstate with a handheld.
I don't blame you.
Good way to kill time.
Well, it's a lot easier. It's nice though that I can listen to 2 meter in my vehicle or whatever. Still with my little handheld, my little rubber ducky that I got on there. Although I shouldn't say rubber ducky, it is an Abri antenna for that thing, but as well as I do, that's all I'm using. I don't have anything on the outside, so that's next.
So. Chris is giving the insight on that Aurora bounce. It ricochets before bouncing back south. I still think I would like to do it.
It would be fun.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Someone's asking me a question on Discord. I'm trying to reply. Iowa Radio. If we have any Iowa operators in there, Iowa Radio operators Discord, that's where I'm getting a question at.
Oh,
If you're not in Iowa and you are on Discord, check out the links below for the clubhouse and Toads. I mainly have been hanging around the clubhouse, but you will see me occasionally chatting on Toads. So, and Chris is on the clubhouse.
yep, and Toads.
And Toads. There we go. I'm also on Ham Radio Crash Course, but you never see me over there, and I very rarely look at it.
I've left one server, I think, because I was just like, never go on here, don't know anything about it, don't really want to learn about it. Let's get this other stuff taken care of first.
John, when did you knock in here? I didn't. Have you been waiting a while?
I've been waiting a long time. You know, it's been like, I don't know, 30 seconds. She was sleeping out the window.
I'm like sitting here like, wait, there's someone else down there. I'm like, I hope he hasn't been waiting long.
No, you said you were like looking for someone to join in, but I had to do the dishes first.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's
there
right.
You go.
That's right.
So how are you
Especially when
doing,
it comes
John?
to radio.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Over the hill, but throwing distance away from me.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we got Chris, the one way out east there.
Hey, I may be in Wisconsin, but it's all Midwest to me.
Hey, Midwest to me
so
too.
you can name this the Cheesehead and Cornhead Show or something like that. You know.
There you go.
Well, let's not get that mistaken with Cornhusker because we know nobody
Oh, that's
likes
right.
that.
Yeah.
We can't go over by the flat Earth people.
No.
You know, the ape.
No, we don't have no. We better not mention him. Someone will tag the ape that we're talking about him and his flat Earth theory. Next thing I know, he'll be in here. Or he'll be in here next week telling us all about how the Earth is flat. You know what? Someone go tell ape.
Bye-bye.
Someone go tell ape that the Earth is not flat and it's rounded. If he wants to argue it, he can come in here and argue it with us.
Go back home.
You're alive.
Yeah. I got my 3-year-old sitting next to me watching YouTube and telling me stuff.
Hey, that's fine. And the next generation.
The
next generation right there.
Yeah, and I asked the 9-year-old to turn on the light in here. Do you think he did that? Nope. So whatever.
What's the weather look like this week? Are we going to have any rain again, or?
Right now I'm watching the system down south. It looks like it's falling apart before it hits the in-laws, but let me go. Well, they got a tornado warning up by Fairmont, Minnesota. Hold on. I had to check this out. Of course, it's right in the middle of a radar hole and a half. They have issued a radar indicated. I don't know how they radar indicated that when there's no radar near it. Near Wyndham. Sorry. Let me pull up my charts. For the 3-day forecast, tomorrow it looks like rain up by, well, it's Des Moines East, not severe. And the day 3 forecast looks like we're high and dry.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with all that rain we got, Thursday night.
Yeah. Day 4 looks like there's a 15% chance for northern Minnesota for severe weather, but
we got some hail there, but I just slept through it because my roof's already totaled out from the previous hailstorm, and they're coming on Tuesday. I'd be probably a little bit more worried if it was on the brand new roof.
It was when that hit us. That woke me up from a dead sleep. I woke up and was almost sitting up in bed when the little one came back and said, "Dad, it's storming outside." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I looked at radar, saw the hail core right over Newton, and I'm like, "Great!" So I ran upstairs. Thankfully, we haven't had our roof fixed yet. We got pea-size hail.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Light finally came on.
It looks like you had a bright idea there, Chris. What was that?
Yes, I did.
But no, I was really teed off at National Weather Service with that because we had 60-mile-an-hour winds out there. It met the criteria.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely windy, but I had to drive down our mud road. I live on a in the middle of a 1 mile long road, dirt road, and the other half of it's mud. And I figured, well, okay, I can drive down here with my truck. So we didn't get that much rain. I get down there and grab the rain gauge, and it was 2 inches and 4 tenths. And it's like, how can I drive down this road? I don't quite get it, but
Yeah,
it was quite welcome, I guess. But
it is
maybe we'll
welcome
get out of
rain.
this drought. Maybe we'll get out of this drought. Break this drought cycle here the last couple of years.
From the farm report, how are we doing on how are the crops looking there, John?
Oh, they love it. The soybeans are going to be good this year because usually what makes the soybeans is what your weather is in August, and if you don't have enough rain, it starts aborting the little seed pods. We in August, I think we are up to almost 6 inches of rain, so we are good. We can coast the rest of the way to the end of the season. So
We got a really weird storm system to the southwest, and that's it. And I'm trying to grow grass, so
You're trying to grow grass.
yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. Weather's nuts. Oh, I did talk to Jason, aka my computer guy. The guy that got his AG the other week. Um, I did talk to him, and we have figured out what is wrong with my computer. It's actually running really old stuff.
oh, software updates. Okay.
No, like physical hardware.
Oh,
I
okay.
need a new graphics card. He found which kind of he took me through, and he's like, I was screenshotting him stuff. He goes, that graphics card is older than us. I'm like, what? And he goes, okay, it's not that old, but he goes, it's like 5, 10 years old. I'm like, so you need a new graphics card? And he goes, and if you really would, and he goes, and you should probably get some solid state hard drives. He goes, I
Oh,
got
yeah,
some if you want
yeah,
to borrow some. And I'm like, but
yeah. SSD hard drives make a major difference on your computer and stuff. I don't even know why they even sell magnetic spinny disk anymore.
because it's cheaper.
It is cheaper, but it really really bad performance.
The sad thing is, and I think I can legally divulge this because I'm not giving details. The one of the largest social media networking areas and their server farms more largely uses the old style hard drive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there is a benefit to the magnetic spinny disks, and one is capacity. The storage density is much higher on magnetic disks, so you can buy a single disk that is multi terabytes in size, whereas you can't cost wise justify an SSD with multi terabytes.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's different uses. Like they have like everyone's posts and video and photos hardly ever access, so you can use slow storage.
Yeah. And like I said, I think I said that with enough variety that they're not going to come after me and be like, "Oh, you violated that NDA you signed."
No,
Yeah.
there's been some interesting. If you really want to geek out on computer hardware and design, there's a lot of interesting. Facebook has a lot of interesting. They originally started out buying commodity servers and stuff that you could build yourself. You just go to the mail order catalog and order it. And then they went to where they were designing their own hardware and stuff. And they actually have a specification now for some of that layout and stuff. But they were like doing all these studies like, if you have power with a power supply, you end up with all this heat generated. Well, then they got to spend all this money on cooling and stuff. So they look to see about powering it without power supplies, trying to use direct, supplying the correct voltage to it and stuff.
They figured it out. That's all I'm going to say. And they're heating stuff. I will say this: people think server rooms are cold. Right now, I would not be wanting to do a foot patrol in their server barns.
Yeah,
because they run it every bit as hot as it does outside. Those server barns are high heat, high humidity.
yeah, but they can move the hot air out and stuff.
Yes.
Or at least
Let's just put it this way: didn't get heat exhaustion out there because it was cold.
Yeah.
or
That
because
helps.
it was cool. Man, I got heat exhaustion out there 3 times.
Wow.
When I actually quit doing foot patrols, I was doing 10 minutes of patrol and 10 minute. I was doing 10 and 10, 10 on my 10 on the patrol and 10 minute on a break. And I was downing at least a bottle of water every 10 minutes.
Can you walk a whole building in 10 minutes? They look humongous outside.
Define walk a building from end to end.
Yeah.
Yes. Weaving in and out of all the database, no.
Okay.
Weaving in and out of all the database, I can do a database. I could have done a database in 10 minutes. But those, yes, you could walk from end to end in 10 minutes. Actually, the security door reaction time was less than 5 minutes. The moment dispatch got the door in to the moment it needed to be secured by the patrol officer was less than 10 minutes. So if you're on one end of the building and that door is on the other end, you have less than 10 minutes to get there.
Okay.
And we could do it. I mean, people would
Without
cross
running a marathon, right?
right, and that's going through secure doors and stuff
Yeah.
too. Bioscan doors and stuff. So yeah, it just when you're like, can you walk it in 10 minutes? Well, what are you gauging it on? Yes, end to end you can, but if you are having to do some zigzagging, if you're actually rocking a patrol, because we were largely fire watch out there, so we would go through all those databases looking down for signs of fire and stuff. That takes time.
Yeah.
But
No, thank you.
someone had a base graphic card question. Do you have a? I have no clue. Don't ask. I don't know. This language here is something I don't understand.
SCSI is a communication protocol to the drive, and it's for generally server based.
I have a NVIDIA 350 series.
I don't know. I work with computers all day. I don't know I don't geek out on computer hardware anymore.
Yeah, I have like a NVIDIA 350 series. I mean, when Jason saw it, he was just like, "Yeah, you need to upgrade that."
Yeah. If you don't spend like twice as much money on it or 3 times as much money on your graphics card versus your computer, that tells you how serious you are, I think, on graphics and gaming and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not that serious.
Yeah. I never got that way because it's like,
I use it mainly for video editing. So
yeah, if you were to get an SSD drive, that would help quite a bit in video editing because to load files and save files is so much faster.
Yeah, right now it's taking time. Sorry, I'm getting updates on my son stuff. So
I'm just doing a quick search.
I'm going to do a endorsement here for Bark. If you have teenage kids that you want to keep monitored on their phone, there is a app called Bark. I highly recommend it. Right now, we've got it on my oldest son's phone, and we have intercepted some stuff that we are working with parents and schools on because it is largely concerning. It's not stuff that he has done; it's stuff that's getting sent to him, comments that are being sent to him. So I'm gonna endorse Spark with that. If you want to keep an eye on that, and endorse Spark on that. If you want to keep an eye on your kids a little bit closer, it doesn't. I'm not reading every message. It flags. It's auto generated, so it's like it looks for self harm. It looks for pornography. It looks like stuff. So it's that stuff. Like I get a lot of pornography updates, and at half the time it's like my son and his friends just telling each other, suck a pickle or whatever. I mean, they're joking around. But we did get flagged with some very serious medical related stuff earlier today without saying too much. And my ex-wife is getting involved, and we're getting parents involved because it was largely concerning for not my son, but the other person involved. So I'm going to say, Bark, if you have kids that are on the phone, you might want to look into that. You can lock down the phone completely, or you can have it loose and just monitor. But I really enjoy them. So, but
I have that. I have the parental controls basically connected to my email for my son's iPad, and that so I can basically pull up anything he goes and searches and everything else, and that's just through the low, the parental controls. So it works out pretty nice, and I enjoy it. I can basically go, no, you can't have this, or yes, you can have this,
yeah,
and that's just by the stroke of me sitting on my phone doing it.
we ended up getting it because my son was getting upset. My oldest son was getting upset with stuff that's happening, and then he went and talked to us about it, and we're like, okay, we're gonna really get into this and lock this down hard because he's getting, he's getting very upset. So, but we're still listening. That's a funny analogy right there. And guys, we're in the overtime right
Hey,
now.
you know what? I used to do that as a kid. Come on.
Back when all there was Rusty Scissors. Now it's like, you got the
Yeah.
internet and probably all sorts of other crap.
I'm old enough to where I had dirt, and on my birthday I got mud, and dang it, I was happy. All right. But we are in overtime. We're going to get wrapping this up. I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you, Chris, and congratulations on your tech.
Thanks.
Thank you, John, for coming on here in the last few minutes and hanging out. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who donated to the car and helping us deal with the car issue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a GoFundMe link in the description below. Check it out. It's got a nice little spiel about it. I appreciate you looking at it. If you donate a few bucks, I greatly appreciate it also. So thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be here next week, barring a tornado hitting somewhere near me in the state of Iowa, which seems to be a weekly possibility now. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
73.